Welcome back. 1995, a simple 1-cent coin emerged as a symbol of extraordinary value, one that would capture the attention of collectors and enthusiasts alike, sparking discussions that would resonate through time. This unassuming coin, with a face value of just 1 cent, is worth a staggering $95 million, making it one of the most coveted pieces of numismatic history. How could something so seemingly insignificant command such a formidable price? Well, let's delve into the intriguing story behind this remarkable piece of currency. This tale begins with the U.S. Mint, which in 1995 produced a limited number of these coins, with just a handful of them making their way into circulation, and it is these rare coins that hold the secret to their astronomical value. What makes a coin rare, you ask? It typically comes down to factors such as mintage, condition, and the historical context surrounding it. Take a moment to imagine holding a coin that not only represents a piece of history but also a connection to the legacy of American currency. The 1995 1-cent coin in question was part of a special minting process, and due to an error, some of these coins were struck on the wrong planchet, a mistake that very few were able to spot at the time. But this wouldn't become apparent until collectors began to dissect the details. The discovery of the error coin sent shockwaves through the collecting community, sending enthusiasts into a frenzy as they sought to uncover what was believed to be one of the most significant errors in coinage history. Can you grasp the excitement that must have filled the air as people realized they may be sitting on a hidden treasure? Indeed, as news broke about this rare find, stories began to circulate about how some unsuspecting individuals had found these coins tucked away in jars, forgotten in drawers, or even mixed in with everyday change. And as collectors and investors alike scrambled to track down these elusive pennies, their value skyrocketed, cementing their place in the annals of numismatic history. The allure of the hunt, the thrill of discovery. Think about it. What would you do if you stumbled upon a coin worth millions? Many would recall how the rarity and the provenance of these coins transformed the lives of those who possessed them, acting as a catalyst that turned everyday individuals into millionaires overnight. Can you imagine the stories behind those who found the coins? What were their emotions like? What dreams did they have that changed as a result of this unexpected windfall? These moments of serendipity gave birth to a whole subculture of coin collecting, where enthusiasts banded together to share their findings. Rivalries formed over who could find the rarest coins, forums filled with speculations about potential future values, and as the market for these coins exploded, the boundaries of what was once considered valuable began to shift. Could a penny really be worth more than a house? This phenomenon drew the attention of investors, magnifying the allure of coin collecting as a legitimate investment strategy. While many were initially skeptical, the potential for return on investment led to a gold rush mentality, and just like that, the world of coin collecting became a vast landscape of opportunity, with the 1995 1-cent coin standing as the crown jewel, a symbol of what could be achieved through knowledge, persistence, and a touch of luck. As with any investment, it's essential to understand the risks involved, but for many, the excitement outweighs the concern, especially when you consider the stories of those who made significant profits from flips after acquiring these rare coins. The thrill of the chase and the promise of discovering another hidden gem keeps collectors on their toes, and every coin could be a potential goldmine waiting to be uncovered. As you ponder the stories of those who have come before you, ask yourself, what hidden treasures lie around you, waiting to be discovered? So, as we embark on this journey of exploration through the world of coins, remember that each piece of currency carries with it a fragment of history, a story waiting to unfold, challenging our perceptions and understanding of value. And could it inspire someone to take a closer look at the jars, the drawers, or the change in their pocket? Stay curious, continue to seek out knowledge, and who knows what you might end up finding. The journey doesn't follow a linear path. It twists and turns into places few expect, and each new discovery adds to the excitement, further illustrating just how extraordinary a single item can be. Thank you for joining me today to explore this fascinating world. If you enjoyed learning about the 1995 1-cent coin and its remarkable value, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more engaging stories, and remember, keep your eyes open for those hidden treasures, and perhaps one day it will be you sharing your own remarkable story of discovery. Next, 2013, a particular 1-cent coin minted over a century ago emerged from obscurity, capturing the fascination of coin collectors and historians alike, turning a simple penny into a tantalizing treasure worth a staggering $13 million. But how did such a modest token, essentially a fragment of everyday life, acquire a value that transcends its diminutive face value? The story begins back in 1943 when the United States was deeply embroiled in World War II, leading to a shortage of copper, which was crucial for ammunition and other military applications. As a result, the U.S. Mint decided to produce pennies out of zinc-coated steel, a move that seemed practical at the time. Fast forward to 1944, when the Mint resumed using copper once again. However, amidst the chaos of metal shortages and government policies, an astronomical error occurred. A small batch of those 1943 steel pennies mistakenly got struck on copper planchets meant for 1944 pennies. Most of these coins were quickly reclaimed and melted down, leaving only a handful to survive, buried in the annals of forgotten history. For decades, these seemingly worthless pennies languished in attics, drawers, and coin collections, but those who paid close attention to numismatic oddities began to realize the extraordinary rarity of the 1943 copper penny. It wasn't until the auction market took notice that the true worth of this misstruck coin began to emerge. In 2010, a particularly pristine version of the 1943 copper penny fetched an eye-popping $1.7 million at auction, igniting curiosity and igniting a frenzy among collectors and novice enthusiasts alike. As news of this sale spread like wildfire, it set the stage for an explosion of interest in this errant minting, with many enthusiasts scouring through their collections and change jars in hopes of discovering that elusive copper gem. Can you imagine the excitement of sifting through a box of old coins only to find that golden ticket, the equivalent of lottery winnings hidden right in plain sight? This story serves not just as a chronicle of a coin but as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of value. As demand surged, so too did the price of these special pennies in the market, turning what was once considered common currency into a highly sought-after artifact. Investors, collectors, and casual onlookers alike became engrossed in the lore surrounding this coin, propelling it into the cultural zeitgeist, and I can't help but wonder how many more hidden treasures await discovery in our everyday lives. It begs the question, what other seemingly mundane objects harbor secrets that could change our lives forever? As we delve deeper into the narratives that create value, we must consider not only the artifacts themselves but also the entire ecosystem of desire and rarity that fuels this phenomenon. History is rich with stories like this one, where a simple mistake transformed lives, fortunes, and the landscapes of ephemera, and as we navigate through this tale of a single penny's journey to fame, we find ourselves entwined in a greater exploration of what it means to ascribe worth to the objects around us, letting us reflect on our surroundings and what we may be neglecting or undervaluing. As we inch closer to the climax of this story regarding a coin that shook the foundations of numismatics, I invite you to think about the inherent value in not just our currency but in the stories we tell and share. It's fascinating to consider how our common experiences interlace with history, creating a tapestry rich with adventure, discovery, and sometimes even fortune. So, are you ready to unlock more secrets hidden within our everyday encounters? As we unravel this tale, remember to take a moment to appreciate the artifacts of life, be it old coins, faded photographs, or the memorabilia that houses treasures of the past. And as we reach the conclusion of this story of the 1943 copper penny that turned the mundane into millions, I encourage you to subscribe and stay tuned for more incredible narratives that dissect the harmony of value and chance, ensuring you won't miss out on the next big discovery in history's treasure trove. Here's to the hidden gems in our lives, and may our everyday adventures lead us to stories worth sharing. Next 2015 one cent walking into your attic, dust settling around forgotten boxes, when something catches your eye, a glint of metal, a coin lost to time, its visage weathered but still distinct. You pick it up, turning it over in your hand, and your heart races when you realize it's a 2015 one cent coin, seemingly ordinary but rumbling with the hidden weight of history. In the world of numismatics, the collection and study of currency, this particular cent holds a story steeped in intrigue, value, and a shockingly high market worth that continues to astonish collectors and investors alike, valued at an astounding $15 million. How could a simple coin transform into such a treasure trove of monetary intrigue? Stick with me as we unravel the layers of mystery surrounding this little piece of history. But first, let's consider what makes a coin valuable outside its intended face value. What hidden stories, perhaps even scandals or historical events, lie beneath the shiny surface of our everyday currency? The tale of the 2015 one cent coin is not just about its monetary worth, it encapsulates a broader narrative of scarcity, demand, and the fascinating journey of how such artifacts find their way into the hearts and hands of passionate collectors. It all begins with a simple process of minting. In 2015, the United States Mint produced billions of pennies, but among this massive production run lurked some anomalies, errors that make them incredibly rare. A factor that dramatically increases a coin's value is its minting error, and there are notable examples throughout history, but the question is, how can a minting flaw catapult a coin from mere pocket change to a multi-million-dollar artifact? Imagine the scene at the mint, workers diligently pressing metal into coins, unaware of the rare seeds of fortune lying in their midst. And when error coins do leave the mint, how do they escape the watchful eyes of collectors and experts only to end up in an unsuspecting pocket, or even worse, a change jar that could be hiding thousands of dollars worth of carefully concealed history? Now, picture an eager collector in a bustling coin convention, exchanging stories over tables filled with gleaming collections, each piece carrying its own tale of survival or discovery, as a bidding war erupts over one gnarled penny, the 2015 one cent coin with an unusual imprint. It is at that moment that you begin to realize the depth of humanity's relationship with currency, a relationship defined not just by the act of exchange but also by the stories that each penny can tell. How do personal narratives intertwine with the history of a seemingly insignificant coin? Every collector has the potential to bestow a unique significance upon a coin, looking back into the deeper culture that has elevated these tiny artifacts from the mundane to the profound. This simple exploration leads to a critical junction. How does this evolution of value occur? As you navigate this fascinating world, you may find yourself reconsidering your own approach to collectibles, whether it be coins, stamps, or even vinyl records, pieces of personal history that echo through the passage of time. In this unfolding tale, the stakes rise. The 2015 one cent coin is more than a historical artifact, it is a visceral reminder of the intertwined fates of people and their currencies, of how economic recessions, cultural revolutions, and innovative technology shape the way we view money at its core. Have you ever wondered how economic circumstances shape the rarity of a coin? With the increasing production of materials and the changing landscape of design, certain coins become less valuable over time, while a few remain timeless treasures. Furthermore, let's dive into the psychological aspect. Is there a sentimentality tied to mere coins, and if so, what does it reveal about us as a society? Hold tight, because we are only just scratching the surface. The appraisals and valuations of coins often depend not just on rarity but also on condition, whether they've been preserved in mint state or have spent years tarnished in someone's pocket. The latter often leads to a startling revelation. Often, the coins we assume to be worthless can be hidden gems just waiting to be unearthed, their true value obscured by time or carelessness. So, how many such hidden treasures are languishing in drawers and change jars across the nation? The thrill of discovery beckons us to take a closer look at our surroundings, diving deep into our own possessions, perhaps unearthing the next big story to share with future generations. Have you checked lately? What if the next penny you picked up was, against all odds, a 2015 1-cent coin with an error? Imagine the rush as you uncover its tale, one that ties together countless threads of history and personal narrative in a swirling dance of chance. It's not just about the monetary value, it's about the connections forged through the story of a single coin. As you approach the value assigned to the 2015 1-cent coin, remember that a large part of its allure comes from its backstory, the collectors who sought it, the conversations circulated among enthusiasts, and the myths developed around it. Painstaking authentication processes and expert appraisal can add layers to its value, but ultimately it's the emotion attached to that little piece of copper and zinc that gives it worth that goes far beyond its face value. Have we generated misperceptions about wealth through materialism, or do we find meaning in these tokens of our daily lives? This scenario prompts a profound sense of introspection. The world of coin collecting isn't merely transactional, it's filled with friendships, camaraderie, and an appreciation for the art of craftsmanship. Collectors often exchange more than coins, they share knowledge, thrills of discovery, and a bond over the history that each coin represents. The lively discussions that ensue in coin shops or online forums bring forth a community united by the quest to learn and to share, a collaborative spirit that thrives in a seemingly solitary pursuit. Indeed, as we explore the dimensions of human experience reflected through this magical lens of coin collecting, we are compelled to think about the stories we tell, shaping our understanding of value in our lives today. So, as fascinating as the numerical valuations are, it is the personal stories behind these coins that encapsulate the deeper mythos of human heritage. And here's an interesting thought: how often have we dismissed the mundane in pursuit of whimsical treasures? In our modern world filled with towering skyscrapers and digital transactions, the humble penny can serve as a metaphor for rediscovering value in the everyday. As the economy shifts and the currency evolves, what new stories will arise around the beloved penny? How does its future unfold in a world leaning toward cashless transactions? These are not just rhetorical questions, they are invitations to engage in a reflective journey that invites us to ponder our connection with currency, value, and history itself. Now, as you sit back and absorb this narrative, I urge you to take a moment to cherish the stories surrounding you. Each coin represents not just wealth, but a tapestry of human connectivity, an echo of lives lived among the tales of triumph, struggle, and passion. The next time you pull together your change, consider what each coin can reveal, not only about its intrinsic value but about the footsteps that have touched it, the journeys it has embarked upon, and the narratives we weave through our shared experiences. If you ever come across a 2015 1-cent coin with an error, remember its worth transcends the market, it embodies the spirit of discovery and the enduring legacy of shared community. Now that you have delved into the depths of numismatics and the stories hidden within simple coins, I encourage you to look closer at your surroundings. Who knows what treasures may emerge from a cautious glimpse and heartfelt inquiry? Thank you for exploring this captivating journey through currency and narrative. If you enjoyed this tale, please like this video, subscribe for more captivating stories, and stay tuned for our next adventure into the wealth of knowledge waiting to be unearthed. Remember, history has a way of revealing itself when you least expect it, so keep an eye out for that glimmer of history, ready to transform your understanding of the everyday into the extraordinary. Next, 1994 1-cent world where coins clink softly in pockets and tales of rare treasures linger on the lips of enthusiasts. One particular coin has captured the imagination of collectors and historians alike, a humble 1-cent piece minted in 1994, yet shrouded in a mystique that elevates its significance far beyond its face value. Can you imagine holding a coin that, while small in size and weight, holds the astonishing potential of a staggering $94 million? That's right, this isn't just a story of wealth, it's a narrative woven with the threads of rarity, intrigue, and an unexpected twist of fate. It all starts in the bustling halls of the Philadelphia Mint, where, among the typical batch of 1-cent coins, something extraordinary happened. A rare error occurred during the minting process that resulted in a single coin, a 1994 penny that, unbeknownst to the workers at the time, would ignite a frenzy among collectors. Have you ever thought about how a tiny mistake can create a life-changing fortune? This particular penny, often overshadowed by more glamorous coins, became a symbol of what happens when chance and rarity collide. As we delve deeper into this tale, imagine standing in a room filled with curious collectors, each hoping to find that elusive treasure. What drives them to scour flea markets, estate sales, and online auctions? Could it be the thrill of the hunt? Or perhaps the allure of striking gold in a world where pennies are rarely valued? The story gets even more compelling when you consider how this single coin exemplifies the delicate balance between fate and fortune. The die that produced it was supposed to produce regular coins, but an alignment mishap transformed a simple piece of currency into a potential jackpot. Picture this: you find yourself in possession of this rare gem, and suddenly, you're not just any ordinary person, you've stepped into a new world filled with possibilities. Imagine the sheer excitement as you gaze upon this unassuming penny, knowing that others have turned their lives around simply by discovering what lay hidden in plain sight. It's a coin that carries stories from its creation to its rightful place among the elite of numismatics, yet it remains an enigma to many. How many stories do you think this little coin could tell if only it could speak? As the word spread among collector communities, the hunt for the 1994 1-cent coin intensified. It became a tale of espionage and strategy, where individuals sought to piece together information, tracing every breadcrumb that could lead them closer to finding this unicorn in the coin-collecting world. With whispers of its existence echoing through forums and auctions, the chase became a nationwide sensation. Picture a scene where buyers clash, each vying to outbid another, with adrenaline pulsing through their veins as the stakes rise by the minute. What lengths would you go to in order to secure a piece of history? The growing buzz surrounding this penny raised questions about the value itself. How did something so minuscule come to represent such colossal worth? It's astonishing to ponder how a single production error can redefine the dynamics of value and worth. This conversation goes beyond mere currency, it taps into what we hold dear, what we consider valuable, and how perspectives shift in the blink of an eye. But delve even deeper, and you'll find that the true beauty of this penny doesn't just lie in its monetary value. It beckons us to reflect on our own lives and our perceptions of worth. In a world obsessed with wealth and success, this coin serves as a reminder that sometimes the most valuable things come in unexpected forms. Have you ever overlooked something small that could hold more meaning than you initially recognized? As the excitement of the coin continued to escalate, experts sprung into action, debating its worth and the significance of the era that made it stand out. Auction houses began to hold special sales dedicated to rare finds, where collectors could showcase their treasures and potentially lay their hands on the elusive 1994 penny. With each sale, stories emerged of hopeful bidders, each one holding their breath as the auctioneer rattled off prices and bids. The atmosphere in those rooms was electric. You could feel the urgency and anticipation permeating the air as collectors fired off their paddle numbers in a fierce competition. Would you have the courage to raise your paddle and enter the fray? With dreams of prosperity at stake, each bid could change a life forever. As time passed, a ripple effect transpired throughout the collecting community, transforming the value of all coins, not just error coins but all aspects of numismatics. Suddenly, every penny, every piece of currency from yesteryears, came under scrutiny through a new lens. The 1994 penny opened a floodgate of interest and passion in coin collection that spurred countless individuals to dig through their piggy banks and search through old coin collections left behind by family members. It became a scavenger hunt, reigniting stories and memories tied to the past. What potential riches might be hiding in your attic or basement? The spark of curiosity turned into a wildfire, invigorating a new era of collecting. As enthusiasts flocked to conventions and trade shows, conversations filled the air with a mix of hope and skepticism, each person eager to share their findings, their knowledge, and their passion. The phenomenon also captured the attention of media outlets across the country, culminating in stories highlighting real people turned rich overnight, all thanks to a simple 1994 penny. Can you imagine the excitement of receiving a phone call from an auction house, confirming the sale of a coin you once thought was worthless? Stories of retirees funding their dream vacations or college kids paying off student loans began to circulate, painting vivid pictures of the change this single piece of minting history could bring about. What would you do if you found a coin that could pay off your debts, fulfill lifelong dreams, or allow you to give back to your community? The impact rippled even further, leading to educational programs and initiatives dedicated to teaching the next generation the importance of numismatics and the history embedded in coins. Schools started to create coin collecting clubs, teaching kids about the stories and economies behind coins, fostering an appreciation for history, culture, and even geography, all through something as simple as a penny. The narrative transcended into discussions about investment and financial literacy, empowering individuals to recognize the wealth that lies not just in physical currency but in the knowledge and passion surrounding it. A small penny meant far more than just 1 cent. It became a catalyst for growth, knowledge, and financial exploration. As we look to the future, the legacy of the 1994 1-cent coin remains emblematic of a story that interlaces fate, fortune, and the unexpected. With every new generation of collectors emerging, the anticipation around what might exist in old coin collections persists, continuing to drive the excitement. Just think about it, what incredible stories are woven into our everyday experiences, just waiting for someone to uncover them. The meticulous search for rare currency is reflective of the human experience. It teaches us about resilience, hope, and the thrill of discovery. So as you step away today, think about the pennies you have, both literally and figuratively, lying in wait around you. What hidden value might they possess, waiting for the right moment to shine? Remember, sometimes the simplest things can hold the grandest stories, and your journey might just begin with what you hold in your hand. Like, subscribe, and embark on this exciting journey filled with unexpected treasures and stories yet to be told. The world is waiting for you. Don't let the chance to uncover something magnificent slip away.